I'm Reggie White, I'm all might in the dogfight. You thoughts tight, you can't get your call right. I'm all nice, I'm everywhere, you all right. This is a massive thing and you still fall slice. I might say that I'm good, I'm fantastically fitted in every hood. Them things sitting everywhere, you wish you could.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab and another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room. Today we're joined by two of my good friends, Phil Hauser, Josh Volz. Fellas, how you today?
Doing well.
Good. We got you in here because it's November, and what better thing that says November than the holidays? So we're here to celebrate Christmas a month early. We'll get to that a little bit later, but you two have some feature designs that are up for pre-order. I guess people would have saw them already because they did announce them today. Today we're recording this as of Thursday, but of course, through the magic of TV, this is Sunday. But yeah, so we'll cover that towards the end. But I guess for the first part, let's cover what happened with the Clink Room this week. So, Dogfight happened. Another fresh colorway, all the same patch. I know the lovers of side patches are gonna like the all the same patch feature, but it is a colorway, a thematic colorway, same colorway, same theme. What say you fellas? Do you guys like this fresh colorway drop?
I like blue. If you know me, you know it's my favorite color. And I try to put blue on everything, but yeah. So I think I don't know if I'm a big theme guy, but I mean I think they look good.
Yeah.
Did someone design these? Like you did one, and like
I believe so. Casey curated this package.
Okay.
I do believe it. If there's no name to it, I would just always assume it's Casey.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean those. All the logos are perfect. They're all classics. I mean, I don't think I would change anything about any of them. I mean, they're all solid.
Yeah. I know. I heard 40 was talking about some people missing out on his daisy cutters, and I mean now you get an opportunity to grab one, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw someone made a post about. I guess that the daisy cutter was shorted, and then it was supposed to be reordered, and then they didn't. Then they gave him a little bit of a credit, which is cool. Not the original colorway. I still think the original colorway is a little bit better. I think he did like olive green, black, and yellow.
Yeah.
In it. The colorway to me isn't bad. It doesn't scream Dogfight to me. I kind of wish he picked like a military color.
Yeah, because they all are military themed.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. But it is like aesthetically, it's a cool looking pack. I know for the people that aren't a big fan of the side patches, they're not gonna like a huge patch on the side. Would be cool to see like a military theme patch too.
Yeah.
But all in all, I do like the same colorway, same theme kind of packs. I think we're getting to a point now though that would be smart if they did like maybe 3 and 3. So like 3 of them would be the reverse, like maybe the blue on the black, and then 3 would be black and blue. They kind of mix it up because I just feel like if you don't like the color, you're not gonna buy any of them.
Yes.
So like that's the thing. So maybe flipping half of them, or doing the reverse, or half of them, mono one tone, half of them two tone. I don't know, but 6 now. I think now, as we're approaching over a year of like fresh colorways, 6 is like a heavy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm only picking up 1 to 2 max. There's very few packs now that I'm going like 4, 5, 6. Like it's just you just can't. There's just so many of them.
I guess maybe if the pack was every one of them correlated to another one, like I guess that like the Horseman design, where they all kind of, hey, collect all 6 kind of a thing, where they all, they were all made as one.
Yeah, that's one theme, multiple colors.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't mind those.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in the packs that are same theme, same color, you're not gonna buy more than 3, maybe 4, unless the logo choice is like impeccable.
Insane.
Which I do, and I do like the logo choice. So there's a couple of these that have never been recolored, and then one of them that's been recolored almost to death.
Yeah, the Ghost Army. I like the Ghost Army.
But it's a good logo, and 1 and 2 is there, so it makes for a good pair.
Yeah.
So, but let's analyze these a little bit further. I know Phil, you had one there, which is real cool.
Peacekeepers.
It's right there in the middle. Yep. So we got Ghost from Above, Peacekeepers, which you did, Phil, and Ghost Army. First off, what was your reaction to seeing kind of your colorway remixed?
I was, you know, I love blue. I don't know. I don't know if blue is the color I choose, but I mean, I'm glad to be picked to have my design in a fresh colorway.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I would have maybe gone more of the military colors, like you said earlier.
Yeah. The problem is the colorway that came from your hat and 40's hat was probably the way I would have did it, and then that would have eliminated the freaking hat from the pack, because it would have just been the same.
It would have been cool to see maybe a camouflage, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because it's Veterans Day and all that. Maybe a camouflage on there. I don't know. Or
these might have been the ones to do that American flag patch, like the Scarecrow one.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah.
Pages had.
That's right. But your original one, Phil, I think it was like a rifle green.
I had two greens on there. I'd never seen those 2 greens together, and they really didn't contrast as much as I thought they would.
Yeah.
As they do in the mock-up, and that's the problem of not having a swatch in hand. Is just like, okay, I got rifle green, and I forget what the other one, something olive or whatever, and
put new olive.
They're slightly different, but not as contrasting as I was hoping. And the stitching in the bird's helmet is 2 different colors. It has like the old school Marine and the Pacific kind of a feel to is what I was going for, and where it's a couple blotches of camouflage on there, and it didn't contrast as much as I was hoping it would. I probably, hindsight, would have gone with brown splotches now instead of the
brown
dark.
one. Yeah. I do like the Ace of Spade kind of.
Yeah.
There as that kind of like a touch. I think like a lot of military guys use that as like their kind of a good luck charm kind of thing.
That's it. The story behind the Ace of Spades was the Viet Cong would not touch a body if it had the Ace of Spades on there, because that's the death card and it is bad luck to touch it.
Oh.
So they put it in their hat so that they wouldn't be dragged off, and you know, it's going to sound morbid, but their body wouldn't be tampered with. It was the purpose of putting Ace of Spades in there, and that's from Vietnam. But the theme, or what inspired this design, was when I was younger in Beirut. There was a bombing in October 23rd, 1983, and I read a book by a Marine called Peacekeepers at War. And it was about guys that were at the barracks that actually lived, and written by a Marine that was there. And that's kind of inspired me, was these guys were there on a peacekeeping mission when they were, you know, trying to keep everything calm while they were there. So that's what inspired this design.
Awesome. I mean, right now, especially now, the world can use a little bit more peace. So
yeah, absolutely.
Having that blue there is kind of interesting, with all that's going on over there. But yeah, all 3 solid. Like again, I said, Ghost Army kind of been done a lot lately, but it is cool to see 1 and 2 in a pack. We don't really see that often. Having like the original and the alternate kind of done in a pack, so I do kind of like that kind of feature, that ability to buy both. And then we got Daisy Cutters. We talked a little bit about that. The 40 Swords piece, Air Bears, and Crazy Drops. I don't think any of these have been kind of recolored, so.
Air Bears doesn't bother me a bit. I think Air Bears fits. It kind of looks Air Force like to me with the blue.
Yeah.
So that works, and I think Dogfights work. I think all of these work perfectly in blue, personally. But since you know what Daisy Cutters look like, and you didn't get the original colorway, I think that's the the desired one. But I think this is jump on it.
Mhm.
I like the blue. I mean, I like the blue on these here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they fit the theme a little bit.
I think if you were to swap some, I think maybe do the first section in like camouflage and do these blue, or do a couple that, you know, as they fit, like the Air Force ones. I think I would go with blues, and maybe if there was any kind of Navy type, and you know, if you had Army and Marine Corps ones, then the green would be ideal for those. But I'm not. I'm horrible at picking colors. That's whenever I collab with Style, that's who I always have.
Yeah.
You know, here, tell me the colors, man, because I will inevitably pick blue. And he does. He always makes me pick red.
Because he's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
All right, so I picked up 2 from the collection.
All right.
Can you guess? So I didn't use my normal picking style for the 2 I selected. I'm curious to see if you guys could guess which 2 I picked.
I'm saying you picked not the Ghost Army, but the other one from Ephra. I forget the name.
Ghost Army.
And I think
the second
one.
Ghost from Above.
Above.
All right.
I'm gonna say you got Peacekeepers also.
All right, Peacekeepers. And what's the second guess you said?
What's the other Ghost Army? Like
the Ghost from Above or whatever.
Yeah, or something.
Okay, so you guys are both correct on the Ghost from Above. I did select it.
Yeah, that one's solid. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And then the other one actually went with the Mexican counterpart, Crazy Drops.
Okay.
So the reason why I went with these 2 is that they weren't necessarily the best from the pack, but they were 2 that I actually missed on their original orders on. So I don't own the originals.
Okay.
So the rest of them I have the original. So it was a little bit of a change, you know. But
yeah,
I still
solid,
think
because those are. I mean, the embroidery on both of those are incredible. The rivets and the panels on that jet.
Yeah. Look at that. So Seahawk, you killed it. I slept on the first one, unfortunately, but I did get the reissue. And then Ephra, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't get the original Death from Above. And I think I did miss the original Ghost Army too, like a moron. But
yeah,
the stitching on this is crazy. Like the fact that he's like super raised, and then the planes are kind of raised, and then
is that a gold?
It's hard to describe. It's not a gold. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's
like a pewter.
Not pewter. It's like almost a beige, almost a metallic beige, almost.
Okay.
Almost like a cream color, but then this guy's like an ivory.
Yeah, it jumps.
So I don't know. Like Casey like went deep and picked colors on this one at least that you don't really. I don't even know how you describe that color. I mean, I could pull the pictures up again, but yeah, I guess it would be the match to whatever the undervisor is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a almost like a wheat, almost. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe the website will tell us. Let's check real quick. Fresh Colorway, because it is like a cool kind of color to use.
Mm-hmm.
Seashore blue, wheat. Yeah, so wheat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what that matches up with on the thread colors then?
I can tell you in a second. So Seashore blue is like that kind of Wizards, Avalanche. That's Williamsburg. But for wheat, it's a super riveting content for the non-designers. Wheat is toast.
Okay.
Toast.
Yeah, I need to get a book that has
Yeah.
every thread that's done a little and a swatch of every color.
Yep.
That's what I need.
You don't have that? Y'all don't have that?
No, I don't have that.
All right. We'll talk after.
Okay, let's get something like that going. Because that will change my world. Because I just kind of guess, you know, oh, this looks good on the mock-up.
So what I send you won't be like everything Clink has available. but at least you could design it to that, and then they could find something similar.
Okay.
But then the good thing is like you'll know what fabrics match to what threads.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I'll pick like if you look at well, my first design always some of the blues are a little bit different, and I was kind of hoping they would be more dead on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
but they look right.
So many blues.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's so many blues. All right, move forward. So last call. So these next designs we're going to cover, their pre-orders end tonight at midnight. So first up, we got Charged by Heinz and Milos.
Okay.
PCH, which sounds like a drug almost.
No, it's Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh, okay.
Highway
I'm Canadian, so I know none of this stuff.
That's a beautiful ride. If you ever get a chance to go up PCH,
that's the north to south, all California to Vegas.
Yeah, it goes through pretty much Santa Monica all the way up. Yeah,
okay.
It's beautiful.
All right.
It goes. I think it goes into Washington. I don't know. I never made it that far. I made the furthest I made it up. I think was Monterey, or maybe further, a little bit further up. That is a beautiful ride. That or the whole the hills, the cliffs dropping right off in the ocean. This hat nailed. I am not a what's the word? Landscape guy at all. But this is stupid good right here because I mean, I can tell you this. It looks like you're in Big Sur when you're right here, which is probably my favorite place on earth, and it's right. It's beautiful. It's that's incredible.
Yeah, my dad was a long range trucker, so he talks about how long and curvy some of these go up a mountain and stuff. And, got
it's
a lot
really
of room.
windy.
Yeah, so this is a cool collaboration. Ryan Simmons killed it. Rusty Bees. He also collects like license plates all over.
Street signs.
So pretty cool. Is that the typical shape of like the interstate sign?
I'm not sure that because I don't think it's an interstate. I think it's just a highway one in California. Okay. I don't think it goes interstate because interstate is the red, white, and blue one.
Yeah.
But so I don't remember if that's what Highway 1 looks like. I'm thinking they probably did their homework, and that is I was too busy looking out at the ocean.
Yeah.
To look at the one.
Okay, yeah. The interstate one is more of like a badge looking one.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is a Highway 1 sign.
That's very cool.
All right, that makes sense. Pacific Coast. Okay. Cool. I like it. And that looks like it's going to be like that Everest green color. So like that kind of misty grayish green. Real good job, guys. On that one.
That is incredible.
And then, oh man.
Good luck with that.
We just had him on the show last week too. Who's Zoldal? Sierra, I'm sorry, man. And then Moon Boots. But this one was like a multiple time submission. It didn't get through the first shot. I think he kind of simplified the design, and this one's a more of a, I guess a mono-colored hat. I think the original one was a little bit different, but either way, that one is real cool. And then Moon Boots by a good friend John Ink Park. What are your initial thoughts on these two?
I really like the Sierras. I think the way that the tail goes into the hand and the big fangs and everything, and it's a super cool creature that makes me want to learn more about it. I think it's really neat and really nicely done. I think the Moon Boots one I think is a classic kind of Ink Park design that he does so well. Just like the super bold and great shape design that shows dimension and kind of weight and stuff that he does so well.
Yeah, before we started recording this, I remember talking about how there's certain designers and you could just look at it from across the room and know who they are. And this one from Sierra, I probably wouldn't have picked it was from Sierra, where I just got done bragging, I could pick Sierra's work across the room. But this one here does not scream Sierra. It's incredible. I think it looks good. I think it looks very creepy. And I don't know what that tail hand's all about. I'm sure it's something, you know, to scare children. But that's a cool design. As far as moon boots, I think it's simple, and I can't do simple, and so I'm jealous of anybody that can knock it out. And I think those moon boots are simple, but they scream what they are. You can look at them and you know what they are.
I think he does a really great job of using line work where he needs to use it, and when he doesn't, he's able to get the shapes and things in a way that still reads perfectly what it is.
When I first started designing, I reached out to different clinkers that I was like that I thought were incredible. I reached out to, you know, Jacobo and Johnny Park, and I kind of started going back and forth and really developed a really good relationship where we'll bounce ideas off of each other and stuff. And he had, one of the things he'd said, because I was outlining everything, he's all, hey, you don't have to outline everything. You know, let some things, just let the thread do its thing. And he always says that, and I can always hear him, and I have to fight myself. There's a couple times, like you'll see on a design later on, I did not outline something, and that is directly inspired by John. You know, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the thread do its thing, and hopefully it works. And you hear people talking, oh, you need to outline this or do that, but I think take a page from his book on how to do designs, because everything he does, I think, is successful.
He back before I even knew anything about Clink and whatever, I had bought some Disney shirts. They did a thing called March Magic. It was a twist on March Madness, where they had like Disney characters and like attractions and stuff as like the teams. Turns out he did a few of those designs, and I had the shirts, and randomly we were talking one time and it came up, and he's like, oh yeah, I did those. I was like, holy crap, it was so cool. It was neat.
Yeah. A lot of times those big clients don't really like let you tell people like you did them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you can cut that out then, I guess. So you could cut that out.
No, that's fine. I mean, he's not saying it, which is fine. But like that, I started to notice when I visited Casey in San Diego. I was like, he had all these projects that like you would never know he did. You know, Disneyland, like Nike, you know, baseball teams. He's like, oh yeah, so and so stadium. You know that lettering? He's like, yeah, we did all that. I'm like, what? So it's like, I think that happens a lot, or I don't know, maybe there's like not a good way to express that you did it. Maybe I don't know. It's just one of those things. But I guess the bigger the client, the less you get to brag about it. But in terms of Sierra's design here, he has a lot of tricks in this. So like I don't know what he did, but he made this look way more flat than it is. It's kind of like non-textured, and I think that's kind of the appeal to it. He does this cool trick here that a lot of artists are starting to do. I see. It's almost like a tonal outline. So instead of having an outline that contrasts and kind of maybe takes your focus away from like the subject, he's doing it in a color that's so close to the crown yet still achieves the outline feature, which I think is so cool, man. You're starting to see a lot of artists kind of use that. John's kind of doing it there, but not really. His has more contrast, but like Sierra's is almost no contrast, but still.
I think it's cool. What it reminds me of is if you've ever seen like hot rods, or when they paint something flat black, but then they do like a gloss black pinstripe on top of that, where you see it, the shine, like that thread's gonna have a little bit of shine to it.
Yeah,
that's how it jumps off of it at you. It's subtle, but it's like impact.
And it's gonna add way more texture. So like even though the piece looks flat, I think like the way that Casey's gonna raise certain aspects and make them punch up, or maybe he'll probably have the arm almost like sticking up, and I think it's gonna add a lot of depth and texture to the piece, because that outline's most probably gonna be flat just laid in the background there. But I think when you see it in hand, it's gonna really pop, especially with some of those like that beetroot red he kind of uses, and the golds and bronzes. It's gonna be real cool. But yeah, so that is the water beast. So Aztec mythology, a small dog that is the guardian of the lakes. The purpose is to protect fish, sent by the rain gods to collect the souls of the mortals they like. Due to its close link to the water gods, victims of the water beast, victims of the water beast are destined for the paradise of the rain gods. That sounds creepy. The hand on its tail is used to snatch prey from the water's edge, described as living in deep pools of water or caverns. So, the more you know.
So children are safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are great designs. Make sure you guys get your pre-orders in before they get sent off to production. You will save a little bit of money by pre-ordering them and not catching these on the fresh the dead stock drop. Then we got a shock drop. So this shock dropped, I believe, Wednesday night, and is the Circuit Spirit Classics. Austin is back with this piece here. So I did see some initial kind of I guess concern, because this looks really close to something I guess Hat Club did or something like that. But I think it's back for anyone who missed it. It's a rad design. So
is it glow
I
or
grabbed it.
just raised?
I believe the circuitry is glow.
Okay.
I believe. Hold on, let me check. You grabbed it, Volz?
Yeah, I grabbed this one. I don't have the original. It was, I think this originally came out like shortly after I learned about Clink stuff, and so like didn't know anything about anything, and so I didn't get this one, and so I've been kind of hitting myself ever since, and kind of waiting on a classic colorway, straight up black with the original design, and so I jumped on this one right away, and I do like that patch. That's probably one of my favorite side patches.
Yeah, you kind of have to earn that one too.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so.
So I don't mind it. So the original was done in graphite. Then they had a red one come out, cherry, and then Aaron just did the one with a contrast stitch, which was really cool and interesting. This is the first time they've done it in black. I know Hat Club's done it in black, but I don't know. I'm one that doesn't get tripped up by fake rarity. Like I don't like not getting these to the people. It doesn't matter to me. Like the design and the work from the artist is already in. So for you guys to get more money on stuff you've already done, like that's like residual payment. I'm not mad at that at all. So I don't know. Some people like I understand like sometimes the design will come up pretty often, but like in terms of your release dates and your production schedule, sometimes that happens, man. Like maybe they made, this one and they didn't know it was going to release so close to Aaron's. Sometimes like I don't know, if you don't like it, just go to the next week, because there's going to be more hats coming. Like don't worry, like they're going to release more hats, man.
Well, this is one of those Hat Club releases. Those were the ones that were going like
10 seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean, the chances of getting that were probably pretty slim anyway. So, I think it's a nice opportunity. They added the side patch on there too. So, I guess if you really want to search for the one without the side patch, I mean, more power to you. And
yeah, good luck. I mean, that was like 3-4 years ago, probably. And then they only ordered so many. But like, yeah, I'm with you guys. I like this patch, man. It's like a badge of honor, kind of like if you got this patch, like you had to beat out, some people, because there is a threshold you have to hit for you to earn this patch.
Oh, is there? I got one on rock paper scissors, and I'm proud of that. I'm not a big.
I grabbed that one. Yeah.
The first use of it was actually coming up this time last year when they did the top 6 hats that delivered for 2023, and the top 6 hats all got a remix version. And then put the pre-order, but that was the first use of this Clink Classics patch. So initially it was the top 6 hats that that delivered for 2023, and then it started becoming a patch that if they used it, you had to sell over. I don't know what the unit count is. There is a unit number.
Okay.
So so if you see that, then you know that this is one of those ones that really killed it. So yeah, that's Austin. And then the last thing. So there was no crits last week, and these ones went straight to pre-order. So I remember seeing your design, Phil, and I was like, damn, too late. So they kept it in the queue.
It's been a long time.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. I released it, and I think I released it too late.
Yeah.
And he said, let's do it next year. I said, okay. So I did it, put it back in, and then he said, hey, there's a couple others that finished better than you. And I signed the contract last year. It was pretty much this week last year.
Yeah.
And then so I signed the contract, and then here it comes this year. So I'm glad it finally made it because I'd like to wear it. Also, though, Josh did a Krampus hat. I don't know if you saw it last year when he released it. That was incredible. I'd like to see that one come back.
Yeah.
I think there's room for a couple of Krampuses.
We're due for more Krampus stuff.
Absolutely.
Because the Christmas stuff is cool, but I think Krampus actually predates a lot of even Christianity too, I think. But yeah, I did a little bit of reading on Krampus. I kind of forgot some of it, but I do know that he either leaves stick or coal, and sometimes he'll even take the kids in that sack thing of his. So that's pretty cool. But in terms of the Christmas ones, Raphael had two. He unfortunately was not able to make this show, which is a bummer. But next time, Raphael had Reindeer Revolt and Lights. These two, I think, are reworks as well, because I think he did submit Reindeer Revolt before. I don't know if I had the ho 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 on the sweater. I don't remember, but
I like the Reindeer Revolt. That's my favorite. It looks like an old collegiate.
Like old mascot, right?
Yeah.
So talking about like artists and their styles, like Lights, I would have guessed.
Mm-hmm.
It's Raphael. Animal being held by a circle. I mean, yeah, that's right up his alley. But Reindeer Revolt, I did not expect that to be his. When I was the first initially sent these, I was sent these without the artist. So actually, Sierra and I last week were trying to guess whose was who. But I do remember your Krampus, Phil. So whatever.
Yeah, that was easy. It's been around for a while. It's just finally making it. I'm happy.
Reindeer Revolt actually stumped me. I thought that was J Matz, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but solid piece, Raphael with two, and then we got the Sugar Shiv. Casey and Cody got that. I think that one is brilliant.
That one is awesome. It looks like it's coming off the hat. The way the shadow is, that way the shadow gets closer when you get to the middle seam and gets bigger. It makes you think about how curved that hat is. That's incredible.
And then also everyone's done that too. I think just sharpened it to the canning cane to the sharpest point.
Poke your sister with it when she's when you're riding in the car.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And then Josh, you had this one. How do you even pronounce that?
It's Mari Lloyd.
Okay. Is
that Welsh?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to touch on it real quick?
Yeah. Tell us what made you kind of come up with this design? How long have you been working on it? And kind of give us a background.
I think I submitted this one probably about this time last year, just when I did that first design of my Krampus. So I mean, along with Krampus, I like the kind of weirder parts of Christmas and the holidays. There's so many different. I mean, you see the Coca-Cola Santa, and it's all. I love all that stuff too. I love the cheesy stuff. I love the Rudolph movies, like Frosty Snow, all that stuff. It's awesome. But I also like the weirder kind of side of things. And in the Mary Lloyd, it dates back to pre-Christian Welsh, and it's basically it's a hobby horse. It's a horse skull on a pole with a cloth and ribbons and bells and flowers all over it. And basically the group of people, they go door to door with this, and they basically play a game with the people that live there, the people that their neighbors, and they do basically back and forth. The people that are doing the Mari Lloyd are saying let us in, and like the people that they're talking to are making up reasons to not let them in and all this stuff, and finally it goes back and forth until the people in the house, they have no reason to not let them in, so I let them in, they give them food, drink, they have a party, all that kind of stuff, and they move on to the next house. So it's a big kind of celebration, going door to door and drinking and eating and all this kind of stuff. It always takes place around the holidays. I believe there's still some parts that do this, and it's just always been a super fascinating thing to me. The horse school is just so kind of bizarre and just kind of such a different thing compared to what we do here or that we've all known. So I was very surprised when I got the email for them wanting to take it, because I'm just happy that they're kind of taking a chance on kind of a weird, kind of out there design. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, this one's rad, man. It's got like kind of that northwest green to it, not quite like typical green, more of a kind of like a pine green. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this, Phil?
I think it's awesome. Having the story that's behind it is kind of cool. There's lots of cultural hats that we have. Everybody, you see something Sierra just did and all that stuff. And this is I had no idea, but I saw the name and thought it was Welsh, but it's just, to me, that the horse skull is perfect, and just like the wreath of flowers around its top of his head, the bells. I think it's well done. I think it's incredible.
And we kind of talked about that trick that the Ink Park kind of instilled on you, Phil, with not outlining every little piece. Like there's a ribbon here that I think if they use the right metallics are just going to really pop off. And
I think it's going to
kind of use the texture of that. And you didn't kill kind of the flowiness of the ribbon with big dark black outlines. That was a cool kind of less is more feature that you did there, Josh, and kind of watching your evolution as an artist is real cool. But there's a lot of like little tricks, and I think that that kind of ruby gem eye thing looks so crazy, looks so cool. I can't wait to see this in person. For me, initially, I thought I saw the skull. I initially thought like, oh, you just killed Rudolph. Like, holy. Like, but yeah, now the kind of getting the backstory, kind of hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, is it's a cool thing, and kind of puts more meaning behind it. So I was really glad that you're able to kind of share that.
I think I'm gonna go knock on my neighbor's door with a horse skull.
Yeah, demand food and alcohol.
See what they think.
Yeah, demand food and alcohol. This is Welsh country. All right, and then last but not least, we got Jolly Rancher by Big Flies and Krampus. Tell me about this Krampus character, Phil.
Well, I also wanted to do a Christmas design, and I'd seen, bits and pieces. I haven't seen the whole Krampus movie, but I was getting ready for work one morning, and it was on TV, and so I was there was a scene where it like chases somebody underneath of a car, and I just thought it was kind of cool. So I figured I'll give it a shot, and that's where I went. I kind of read up a little bit about what Krampus does, and went from there. Tried to do something and incorporate, I try to stretch them all out as wide as I can, and so that's what I did, was try to figure out a way to put Krampus on there and in such a way that I could get all the elements of them and have it fit the hat. So there was a time I was trying to do all my holiday hats in a certain color, but I don't pick colorways, and so because I have a Easter hat and a Thanksgiving hat. But so I did this one the same color, but I really like the gray on this, and I like green unders. So
same here.
Pleased with it.
My favorite under. You have like a unique ability to kind of just see and look at your canvas almost backwards, and where most people think up down, you think left to right. I think first. So like you have a really unique way to kind of use your hat.
Well, I
kind of view it.
When you guys did the, I forget what it was. I was first starting out, and you guys did the Clink
Vision.
And that's what he said. Hey, you got to think about this way. And at
Yeah.
that very moment, I just set up my my file that sets up that hat exact. So if you were to every single one of my hats, I put on the same file or same,
template.
Yeah, template, and I go from there,
Yeah.
and I try to fill it. And sometimes I'll just take it and stretch it. If I, I can maybe stretch this a little bit, and I get it to fill that. I concentrate on trying to fit the hat.
Yeah, yeah.
I try to listen to. I try to, because when I first started, I look back at some of my first designs. I'm like, but I listen to things that Casey says. I listen to things that Ink Park says. I talk to, I watch these other people, what they're doing, and try to. Try to pick up tricks from them. That's where I think as a community, we all help each other out. Hey, what do you think about this? Oh man, that'd be cool. Or I see something, that Josh did. And, so now I'm going to look at maybe doing more ribbons on something without being, outlined. Whereas like here, I just did it on his, on
the cuffs. Yeah.
Handcuffs. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you could see it. It's interesting. I didn't mean to put these two together, but like you could see kind of that contrast where you utilize just a little bit more left to right, where his is a little bit more boxy, and
okay,
he's gonna lose detail in that, because he didn't go so much left to right. Like that Santa skull is the size of Krampus's eye, so just by utilizing the left to right. Your trick by doing that allows you to get way more size out of the head. You can pack in. Yours has like a flow direction. His is like still flowing, but it's more stiff up and down, kind of diagonal. Yours has like a flow to it, so you can, afford to, spend 30-40% of your canvas on just the head and pack in the details. And whereas that one Jolly Rancher is a cool design, it's a cool pose, but when you see the head, it's a quarter of an inch, maybe.
It's hard to get. I like it. I like Jolly Rancher. It's hard to do and get that. I feel like I put too much detail in things, and I see what he's trying to do, and I appreciate him doing it, but it seems like he's trying to get with that design. Sometimes designs are just too complicated to put on a hat, it seems like. And so I have got a lot of designs that I never put on a hat because I was like, it's too much detail. I feel like Krampus has too much detail, and I'm hoping that everybody. I always say I hope Casey works his magic. But,
yeah.
I just
Jolly Rancher could have been helped if it was like maybe done in maybe a triangle, and then you can just kind of cheat and do a 3/4 body pose as opposed to a whole body, and that way you can actually see his face. It's a rad design. It's drawn nice.
Absolutely, it's a cool concept. I like the name Jolly Rancher. That's that's great.
Yeah, it's a perfect pun, Jolly Rancher. And then there's a candy. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Big Flash, you did your thing on that, man. Appreciate you guys kind of jumping on and telling the story for these pieces. Next week, though, we will be looking forward to another week of no crits. Unfortunately, Casey is not back yet, but we will be counting down the top 10 designs. So the top 6 will be getting their own pre-order and getting a remixed design. But on the show, I'm looking to do the show most probably going to be live on Wednesday.
Do you know what the designs are?
I do know what the designs are, and I haven't sworn to secrecy. But but we'll count them down. We'll count them down together. So I think live 7 p.m. Wednesday night. I'm gonna try to get on as many of the artists as possible. I think Donovan and Eric have agreed to kind of co-host the festivities with me.
Oh, okay.
On Wednesday. So look for a new time next week Wednesday, because we will be basically announcing them before they hit pre-order on Thursday. Well, they hit pre-order on Friday, but
before they hit the first looks.
Yeah. So Wednesday next week, join us as we count down. So basically, any hat that has delivered this year counts. I think it goes back to December of last year. So if
Okay.
it delivered December of last year till now,
There's
it'll
some
be
big.
considered.
There's some big ones.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. You guys were so gracious with your time. This was the best time we could fit for the most people. So getting 6 people's schedule synced up was a bit of a challenge, but you guys did it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Any thoughts before we part until the next time?
We need to don't get off here without telling me how to do get the swatches and thread colors.
Yeah.
You're not
All
off
right.
the hook.
Yeah. For Phil and Josh and Leon, we hope you guys have happy holidays. Until next
Good Thanksgiving.
time. Yeah. Good Thanksgiving. All that good stuff. We out of here. Peace.
You're at the end of the world as you know it, my dude. Time is up and you out of mood, so what will you do? It's the BP mercenaries not here to...
Brought to you by VFTV.